Well, it's the last session before the big announcement, the big result, the outcome of the general elections of 2019 is out. Hello and welcome. This is the Market Trap. I am Agam Bakil. We've seen consolidation coming through in today's day of trade after some very, very sharp moves that we saw in the preceding 2 days in as far as trading goes. Today, what we're witnessing is about a 28-point move for the Nifty. It wouldn't be as much as I was suggesting as compared to what we have been used to of late. IndusInd Bank, Sun Pharma, Bajaj Auto, BPCL and Eicher Motors advancing. Tech Mahindra down on account of earnings. Indiabulls Housing Finance, Bharti Infratel and Yes Bank, but also declining in trade. It would be fairly evenly poised between the losers and the gainers on the NSE 500 had it not been for perhaps a handful of more gainers compared to losers. So we have roughly 3 gainers for 2 losers, but Timken India locked in upper circuit of 20% on very strong earnings. We have gains in Reliance Power, Reliance Home, Nav Bharat Ventures, Kaplan, Point Laboratories, Allahabad Bank, DCM Shriram, a whole host of these stocks advancing and with good momentum too. But what has also got momentum is on the losing end. So we have Diwan Housing Finance, which is down 10%. We're going to talk about that in just a bit. Jindal Steel and Power also reacting to earnings. Eris Life Sciences, Indiabulls Ventures, Delta Corp, among many others. But without using up too much time, I'm going to get in our markets editor, Neeraj Shah, for his thoughts. Neeraj, this was perhaps, of course, it was an important day of trade. But where do we go from here?
Who knows? I mean, tomorrow will be the D-Day, though.
Yeah.
I think from the looks of it, the tallies might come in much later. So maybe the morning won't be as exciting as it has been in the past, at least in 2014, where by 11, I think you had definitive momentum in the market. So this time around might be different. That is one thing. Right. 2, I think the nature of the positions or the hedges built up would have shown that some traders are staying out because the F&O volumes were a lot lower than what usually is the case. So interesting if indeed people are taking hedge positions or otherwise staying away from taking naked longs out of the big event, as one of the experts had said yesterday, don't play blind, play seen.
That's
just
right.
the day of the event, maybe you want to do that. But I mean, frankly, no point trying to give sermons out here about what would happen. It all depends tomorrow. And maybe, just maybe, early morning trade will not be having as much of data as maybe mid-afternoon trade would be. So maybe that's the more crucial part to watch out for tomorrow.
Right. But Neeraj, very quickly, if you want to tell us about what's in store as far as Bloomberg Quint is concerned in tomorrow's day of trade.
Yeah, so, one, of course, we are live across the network.
Yes.
So we'll be, you, of course, will be telling all our global viewers about what's happening in India.
Right.
But we have a battery of guests, Agam, right from morning 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Wherein Taimur Beg and Sanjay Pugala, etc., join in to talk about the economic and the political picture, to Nilesh Shah, a bunch of other guests who join in from 9:15 onwards. Sanjay Dutt is at 9:15.
Sure.
So a bunch of guests join in throughout the day tomorrow to hopefully help us make sense of what this would mean. Ramdev Johnson in a special chat at about 12:30 as well. So a bunch of experts lined up tomorrow.
Absolutely. Looking forward to that, as will our viewers too.
I'm hoping.
Yeah, well, thanks for giving us that perspective, and also what we can expect moving into today, at least as far as BQ is concerned. But shifting, focus to some of those stocks, and Diwan Housing Finance is at the forefront, and I'm going to get in Shefali Malik to talk to us about that. Shefali, more concerns for Diwan Housing Finance. What's going on?
Well, yes, absolutely. So now, yesterday, they sent out a note to their, deposit holders and some of the financial planners that they've put a hold on taking fresh deposits from customers, and also they've put a hold on any sort of premature withdrawals. So if you hold an FD, so you cannot withdraw before the lock-in period. So that is very concerning, especially for the common people who hold these FD accounts. And on the back of that, and also it really, the larger picture is that it reflects the kind of liquidity squeeze that they are facing. And the reason for stopping the raising of fresh deposits is because NHB doesn't allow any non-banking financial services company to basically take these fresh deposits if their FD program is rated below investment grade by the rating agencies. And recently we've seen downgrades coming in. So that is why they had to put a stop to these to raising fresh deposits. So more concerns coming in for DHFL.
Okay, and we had big earnings from IndusInd Bank. How did they look?
Well, for IndusInd Bank, the bigger focus was how they actually dealt with the IL&FS account this time around. So they had already told 2 quarters back that the exposure is about 3,000 crore rupees. So out of that 3,000 crores till Q3, they had done a provisioning of about roughly 600 crores.
Sure.
So this time they've raised it to about 1,650 crores. So after, despite that, their provisioning coverage ratio is about 54%. So that means below the ideal ratio of about percentage of about 70%. So still under provided, but the fact that they've taken the major provisioning as far as IL&FS is concerned, that is something which the street gave thumbs up for.
Right.
And another point which stood out in the management commentary was that the recent names that we've heard in the news, ADAG, the others, DHFL, the total exposure to these ones is just about 1.9% of their book.
Okay.
So that's getting thumbs up from the street. Other than that, operationally numbers were okay.
All right, Shivali, thank you for joining us and getting us those details on Dewan Housing Finance as well as IndusInd Bank. But on that note, let's get in Darshan Mehta, who's going to give us an update on how Cipla's earnings have been. So, Darshan, how have they looked?
Yeah, decent numbers from Cipla this time around, but initially, if you saw the rally that's come in over the past few days, could be profit booking on Cipla. A couple of things, top line beat by almost 400 crores. So versus the estimate, so that's a big positive that's come in. Profit at 367 crores versus the estimate of 305 crores. EBITDA big beat, 72% higher, 960 crores versus an estimate of 690 crores, which means margins have gone in excess of 20% this time around. Obviously, other income was much higher this time around. Taxes were stable, and they did a lot of cost control. They did a lot of material employee control, and that is something that helped. US business was good. It grew almost 53% year on year, but one of the key drugs that they have, it'll be interesting to see how much that one-off contributed, and that will be known only in the conference call today. India grew 11%, which was decent, but overall decent set of numbers. But I think the clarity in terms of one-offs and what's the outlook will come in only on the conference call later.
Okay, Darshan, thank you for joining us and getting us those updates. So that's Cipla for you, and as we already highlighted, it's going to be a very, very big day for us, possibly the biggest in terms of trading in, well, the 5 years. So we're going to keep an eye on how markets react to the outcome of the general elections. And on that note, it's a wrap on the markets, but lots more lined up. Stay tuned to Bloomberg.